Okay, let's try this three-dimensional trig problem. I don't think it's so challenging. Let's just see here. We've got A and B and C and a triangle laying on the ground here in 100 degrees. BC is 8. It looks like DA is 20. And there's 30 degrees here. And the first thing they want you to figure out is that what AC is. And so how are you going to do that? Well, that's a right-angled triangle right there. Now, you don't know it's 10 root 3. We're going to figure it out that it is. AC is the adjacent side of this triangle, and 20 is the hypotenuse. So adjacent over hypotenuse is cosine. So AC equals 20 times the cosine of 30 degrees. And my calculator tells me that's 10 root 3 units. There's the first one all done. Now, what about AB? What about AB? Well, we've got this is 100 degrees, which is kind of nice. We know that this is 10 root 3. We know that this is 8. Well, how are we going to get at that? Well, gee, we've got two sides and an angle in between. That's the cos rule. If you want to find the side opposite here, that's the cosine rule. It's a little bit like Pythagoras. A squared equals b squared plus c squared, but there's a little correction factor. That's the way I like to think about it. But it's the cos rule. 8 squared plus 10 root 3 squared minus 2ab, that's the cos formula. It's on your sheet, times the cosine of the angle in between. I just put that in my calculator and I get ab squared. I take the square root and I get 20.3 units. So now we know this is 20.3. It's further given that A, B, D is 73.4 degrees. How can we figure out the angle ADB? This angle up here, that's this triangle kind of facing in the, that's on the ground. This is the big triangle in the front here. Well, how would we do that? Well, we can use what's called the sine rule. So all we do is we know that we just figured out that AB right here is equal to 20.3. Well, we're trying to figure out what ADB is. Well, the sine of ADB over 20.3, well, that should equal the sine of this angle here, DBA, that which they told us, ABD is 73.4 degrees. But we know it's opposite 20. You take angles and the sines that they're opposite. So it's just the sine rule. And now we solve. We take the 20.3, we multiply it up here, and we get a number. And then we go, then all we do, the sine of this angle is equal to this number, we just go shift sine of that number, and we get with the angle, not the sine. I'm going to cross that out. If we go shift sine of this number here, we'll get that ADB equals 76.58 degrees. That sign, that's a typo. We'll pretend that's not there, because you go shift sine of this number and the calculator looks up the angle ADB, 76.58 degrees, and that's it.